Hi everyone, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings as an all sign reading this week. Make sure you are subscribed so you can stay up to date with all the readings. I do try to upload quite frequently. This is just a weekly check-in kind of reading. You probably will notice a few changes in the channel coming up with the way I'm doing readings. I will be trying to still do, the individual readings here and there when I can, but I do have quite a lot of changes in my personal life, quite a lot of things keeping me quite busy. This is a channel of passion. I'm not getting paid to do the channel, so this is all sort of off my own free time. So I do hope that everyone is sort of, able to deal with those changes, that maybe there won't be as much uploading, every single day as I might like to be able to do for you guys. But I've got to do what I've got to do, right? As we all do in this life. I'm hopefully one day we can get to the point where I can get back into doing this a little bit more full on for everybody, and providing some, really super in-depth individual readings. But as things stand for me currently, I am going to be needing to mix it up by doing some of the weekly readings as all sign readings. Otherwise I will not be able to get those general all signs readings out to you. I do tend to, I really enjoy focusing on the monthly shadow work readings, so they definitely still will be occurring. This weekend we actually do have the Divine Feminine reading coming up as well, because we're heading into Mother's Day here in Australia. So every Mother's Day and Father's Day I do like to do the Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine readings. So that one will be this weekend, followed by that shadow work reading next week for the, I can't remember the actual date. I've got it on my list, but that's not right in front of me right now. So is it? Actually, nope, that's birthdays. So no, I don't have it right in front of me, but it is next week, Tuesday or Wednesday, I believe, next week. So we will definitely have that one coming through very soon as well. Okay, so I thank you all for your, your patience, your support, every single like, comment, subscribe to the channel. It really does help out. I would really appreciate if you want to leave a comment and let me know, which readings you do like the most, whether you want to be watching, your sign reading, whether you're happy for that to be all sign, collective kind of, well, not collective, but as an all signs reading rather than an individual sign reading. Let me know if there's specific topics that you like to keep an eye out on. I have noticed just from, the uploads that I do that I do get a lot more views when it comes to the no contact stuff, the past love stuff. Seems like that seems to be what everyone wants to know about, all the juicy stuff, when it comes to love and stuff. Let me know if you want me to, focus back in on other things as well, like, career, money. I have in the past done quite a lot of career, money, health, new love, next happy things, all sorts of different topics. So let me know which videos, you have actually enjoyed the most. I would really appreciate that, so that we can try to sort of make those a bit more of a regular occurrence. If they're the ones that you guys are going to watch, let me know, because I am trying to just sort of tailor the channel a little bit more to the people that are watching, because it is just such a small channel. You guys are, the driving force here, giving me reason to keep doing the channel, other than, my own personal passion for doing the readings. Especially those shadow work readings. I personally love doing those readings, and I'm going to continue doing those readings, even if they're not the ones getting the most views. That's something that is very sort of close to my heart, and, something I'm going to keep pushing out. So, let me know how you guys all feel about that, I suppose. But as always, timestamps will be in the description box. This week we are using the Divine Abundance Oracle. And I also have the Gilded Reverie Lenormand Okay, and getting started this week with Aries. Okay, Aries, what's going on for our Aries? What does Aries need to know right now? Aries, what do you need to know right now? Letting go, Aries. Everything is indeed out of control and God will hold it all. I can safely let go. Okay, so being able to let go of the things that you don't actually have control of. I am picking up a strong energy of forgiveness coming through with that as well. That there may be something or someone that you do need to forgive. Forgiveness for yourself, letting go of the fact that you know the things that the mistakes you have made in the past. We all make mistakes. It's part of being human, right? Aries, what does Aries need to know right now? What is going on for our Aries? What does Aries need to know right now? Okay, so Aries, this letting go energy. It does seem to be very connected to matters of the heart for you. Okay, we have the heart coming through first here, so I would say that it's, like I said, a lot of forgiveness for yourself. That there's certain things that you just are not in control of when it comes to love and things that have happened in your love life. Okay, so. It does also show us though that with the stork coming through next, that's your card, Aries. So we do see that you're coming up with new ideas, letting go of the old version of yourself, that the old ways of showing or receiving love. So that's probably for a lot of you what you're letting go of specifically is the old ways of love, and you're coming up with brand new ideas on how to show love, how to receive love, of what love even is. All right, so we're not holding on to the past anymore. We're forgiving the past so that we can move forward into the future when it comes to love specifically. Allowing new ideas on and to be generated within us. Of if that hasn't worked for me in the past, well, obviously I'm not going to try that again. I'm going to try something new. So really focusing on the new energy and stirring up that the new ideas of how to show love to people, how to embrace love within your own heart. All right, we do see the Capricorn card as well here, Aries, the mountain coming through there. So I do feel that for a lot of you, this is a bit of hard work. It's not as easy as it sounds to let go of controlling things that have happened in the past, or the way that things have been in the past. It takes a lot of perseverance. It's something that you're not gonna wake up tomorrow and everything's going to be different. You're going to love people differently. You're going to love yourself differently. No, this is something that you have to be determined to, I choose to wake up every day and I choose to try to focus on growth and the new energy. Yes, I might get stuck in the past stuff here and there, but it's a process. Okay. It's step by step, just taking it step by step, taking those first steps so that that you will, get over that mountain, get over those obstacles, get over those delays that you have been experiencing, with the energy of love in your life. So for some of you, this is specifically to do with letting go of the past love, but for a lot of you this seems to be more about the way that you love yourself, and understanding what love even is. I do feel that that's prominent energy for the collective there. Letting go of the way that you've held on to love within yourself in the past, that you may have had certain beliefs that have limited you and created, these blockages, these giant mountains when it comes to love. I am picking up here that for a lot of you, the past energy when it comes to love is hurt, love is pain, and you're now sort of choosing to look at love in a different kind of a way and have a new idea on what love could actually be. So it does feel a lot more hopeful moving forward when it comes to love for you, and you are going to climb over that mountain and reach that top. And when we get to the top, that's when we can see our way very, very clearly, and we know exactly where to go from here. We have the ship finally finishing that off for you there. So it shows us that this is where the journey really actually just begins. So once you put in that hard work and you, overcome these obstacles within your own self, this is where the journey really begins, Aries. And you're sort of, all your ships start coming in. You start traveling towards what you actually want in love, all right, and within your own self as well. So, you are on the right track, Aries, whether you feel like you are or not. Like I said, sometimes it's something that you're going to have to wake up every single day and choose to try to focus on the new and to grow and just take one step. If all you're doing is taking one step forward each day, you're going to be there before you even know it. All right. And it's okay to slip backwards every now and then. We all make mistakes. Like I said, it is part of being human. But it's safe for you to let go of the past now, Aries, and enable yourself to move forward. All right. So that's what we have for you. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements as well. Subscribe to the channel and we'll move on to Taurus. Okay, Taurus, what's going on for our Taurus? Taurus, what does Taurus need to know right now? What does Taurus need to know right now? Prominent energy for Taurus collective. Ooh, your path, Taurus. Dear Lord, help me trust that there's a plan far beyond what I can see through my fears and illusions. So this is sort of starting to understand that there's a deeper meaning to everything. That, your fears and your illusions, all that negative stuff that has been happening for you, Taurus, being able to sort of see through that, to understand that everything kind of happens for a reason, that sometimes the bad things happen because, the path is never a straight line from A to B. All right, your path, you can see it as this, like it's, ebbs and flows. Sometimes things are horrible and crap. And then, sometimes things are awesome. But without both ends of that spectrum, you would not be moving forward. All right. Sometimes you're going to hit obstacles. You're going to, get to a dead end on the path and need to turn back around and go back the other way. You can't plan for beyond where you are right now. All right. So you can't see that, but to just trust that there is a greater plan here at play, that, sometimes these things happen because if you stop and think back to, something, just as an example here, Taurus, think back to something that happened in your life about 5 years ago. And, at the time, it was probably something that you really didn't want that change to occur. You didn't want to lose that person. You didn't want to lose that job, whatever it was. Okay. And then think about where, if that hadn't have happened and you didn't lose that job, for example, I'm just going to use that as the example here, and you didn't lose that job or you didn't stop working for that company. Imagine where you would be right now. And imagine how different that would be to where you actually are right now. Losing that job maybe mean that you didn't meet these other people through the new job. You didn't get this new job that maybe you actually enjoy much more than that past job. So there's always a greater plan at play, and it's kind of sort of understanding that a lot of the time our fears and the illusion of safety, that I know what, I know this where I'm at right now. I know that, and I don't want things to change because, I'm comfortable with this. Sometimes that's not actually in your best interest. Sometimes you need to allow those, things that might feel horrible at the time. There's a greater meaning to those things happening, and if that doesn't happen, then other things may not happen in your life, and it's going to take you down a totally different path to where you actually are supposed to be. So I kind of it feels very important here, Taurus, to really think about that and maybe do that exercise where you stop and think about, if a change hadn't have happened, 5-10 years ago, where would you actually be right now? Would you still be stuck in that same job doing the exact same monotonous life? Or would you be where you are right now, with the opportunity to, understand that there's certain things that may never have happened for you if that hadn't have changed? Okay, Taurus, what's going on for Taurus? And I know it's hard to see when you're in it. Okay, when you're in those things and you're feeling the fear of change, and you know, I don't want to lose this, it's hard. It's not an easy thing to see beyond that. You know, but then reflection upon that does have a different perspective, doesn't it? Taurus, what does Taurus need to know right now? What's going on for Taurus? What does Taurus need to know right now, please? So for a lot of you, this has got to do, I just want to see where this is going. Where is this? Can we give Taurus some reassurance on where this is going after this message, please? Firstly, we have the fish coming through, Taurus. So that does sort of show me that this is to do, for a lot of you, this is to do with the money stuff, okay? Your place in this world when it comes to your sense of wealth and financial freedom and those sorts of things. Okay, so for a lot of you, there's been a lot of confusion. We have the maze coming through here, feeling like you're sort of stuck in that rat race, feeling like you're lost in the maze and confused about, you know, why does everything have to be so financially difficult for me? I do feel as though this is what we're looking at for a lot of you, that we're very stuck in this maze of finance, like being stuck in the material at the moment, the financial trap, I suppose, of the material world, and kind of wondering, you know, why we're having financial difficulties, or why, even if you're not having financial difficulties, it's about, you know, why are they not where I want them to be? You know, difficulties isn't always things going horrible. Difficulty sometimes is lack of growth, or lack of clarity, and like that confusion energy that's making you feel like you're trapped, you're stuck in that same spot and you're not getting anywhere. You're going around in circles, that every time you think you're getting somewhere, you oh, nope, just going around this loop. I'm stuck in this loop. I can't find my way out. So I feel like for a lot of you, there's some financial stuff. You're just feeling like, how do I find my way out of this? For some of you, this is something very, very specific, like, you know, a certain financial commitment that you just feel like you're just going around in circles. You're just going around in circles with, where you feel like you're not gaining anything on that. It's just, you're not losing, but you're not gaining is kind of what I'm feeling from this energy, that it's just a very monotonous kind of energy here, Taurus. But, you know, I do feel like, because the universe has got jokes, right? Because we saw your path coming through, and here comes the cross. So this is kind of, you know, kind of saying this is the burden that you need to bear right now. This is the responsibilities that you need to take care of right now, to not allow yourself to stay trapped here. This is just part of your path. You just need to have faith. You know, once again, we see that same message with this path card. There's a plan far beyond what I can see. Okay, and that's exactly what this cross talks about. Is, yes, you feel burdened. Yes, you feel a lot of responsibilities, but you need to have faith that there's a method to the madness, that there's a plan greater than yourself, that there's a reason to have faith that things will get better, that this is all actually part of things going right for you. If things are doing this, then it's actually part of your path. It's actually part of the greater plan. And you need to be here right now in order to go to where you need to go. Wherever that may be, which, you know, when I do ask you for reassurance here, we have the mountain coming through, which is not necessarily a big card of reassurance, I'm not going to lie. But it does let us know that through hard work, through determination and perseverance, you know, this is like, the mountain is like telling you that, you know, if you feel like you're stuck in this hedge maze, don't feel like there's not a way out. Don't feel like that you're stuck going around in circles. Because do you know what? If all else fails, smash through the maze. Carve your own path through there. Get out of that confusion one way or another. There's always a way out. There is always a way out. Even if you can't find the center that you're looking for, there is still a way out. Okay, look at, you can see that these people's heads are technically above the hedges. They can climb up on top of those hedges and find their way out that way. There's always a way out. There's always a way out. It's just maybe not the conventional way. Maybe it's not to keep wandering around in circles in this maze to find the right path within the maze itself. maybe you're going, thinking outside the box and putting in a bit of hard work here, and climbing to find a new perspective, putting in the hard work, being determined, being perseverant to find that high perspective, where when you get to the top of that mountain, once you've put in that hard work, once you've shown how determined you really are to make this work out for you, you get to the top of that mountain, and you know what? You can see your way clear for miles. There is no way you're going to stay trapped in that maze once you're at the top of this mountain, because you can clearly see where the entry and exit points are. Okay, so there is a way out. There is a way out, and if you feel like there's not, make one. All right, that's kind of where it's guiding you there, Taurus. That there's always a way out. It may not be the conventional path, but maybe that's part of your path is not the conventional path. All right, so that's what we have for you today, Taurus. You are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel. And we will move on over to Gemini. Okay, Gemini. Gemini, what's going on for our Geminis? What does Gemini need to know right now? What does Gemini need to know right now? Non-duality. Interesting way of wording that. Non-duality. Let your authentic humanity shine forth while also bowing to the inner divine. You can become fluent at doing both. So it's kind of, the duality energy is a Gemini energy. So this is kind of embracing those parts of you that are not comfortable to you, I suppose. Finding and embracing the parts of you that you're not currently in sync with. Being your authentic self, not being the person that everyone says that you should be, but being your true self and your authentic self, while also, allowing your highest, your higher self, your inner divine to shine. And, it says to bow to that, to worship yourself a little bit more in that sense, to, pray to yourself that I want to be the best version of myself. I want to, I don't want to be the Gemini that is duality because I've got two halves fighting against each other. I want to be duality because I have both a clear understanding and I'm, embracing both sides of myself. I'm not trying to hide one and be the other. I'm embracing and being both at once. Very interesting message, especially with the non-duality. Like it's an odd wording. It's not necessarily the word I would choose to describe that, but it kind of works well for you because it's understanding that in your duality, you are not both. You are a whole. If that kind of makes sense. That Gemini is known to be the twins, the duality, but to embrace both sides of that and to be both of those, you're no longer a duality. You are whole. And so that's the non-duality, is wholeness. Okay. Gemini. What's going on for Gemini? What does Gemini need to know right now, please? Wow, everyone's gotten this card so far. Okay, so firstly we have the Mountain, all right, which is, this is blockages, obstacles. I feel like this is more blockages for you here. It's come through with the Moon as well, which is your, your emotional sensitivities, the things that trigger you, the things that, the fears, the things that set you off emotionally, the fear, the sadness, the angst, the anger, the happiness as well, all the emotions, not just the bad ones, the good ones as well. But we're seeing the the mountain here. So it does let us know that you do have some blockages here within your emotional self. And there are some blockages, blockages, obstacles, things that you need to climb over, things that you need to sort of work out those kinks. It's like if you've got like a sore muscle, you sit there and massage it. You don't just ignore it and hope for the best. You sit there and massage it. You put a heat pack on, you do things to try to solve that and get over that blockage, over that obstacle. And we need to do that for our emotional selves as well. All right. And it is showing you here how to do that, because we have the magnifying glass coming through there as well. So it's asking you to look deeper. Look deeper at your emotions and not just accept those surface emotions, because the blockages are coming from deeper within you, and you do need to look deeper at the emotions. Ask yourself, okay, well, on the surface, I feel fear. Where is that fear coming from? Looking deeper within yourself, where is this fear coming from? Okay, this fear is actually coming from anger. This fear is actually coming from, XYZ. I'm scared. It's coming from a low self-worth, thinking that I'm not worthy of something different. So I'm fearful that I'm not going to get it. All those sorts of things, looking deeper to the core issue within you emotionally. All right. And your intuition will guide you with this, because, our higher self wants us to be our higher self. Our higher self wants us to be whole. All right. And so your intuition will guide you deeper to understand your emotions a little bit deeper than what you're feeling on the surface. So if you're feeling anger on the surface, there's always something. Why do we feel angry? What is making us feel angry? Even if we have justified anger at somebody else, but why does that make us so angry? Looking at what about that is triggering us. Yes, I understand that XYZ, this person did XYZ, and that's, of course, going to make you feel angry. But why is it triggering you so much? What are the emotions underneath that is making that so triggering and make you so angry about this? So just as examples, right? But we do definitely see some emotional blockages there. And it's all about getting to the root of the problem, right? Not the core belief at the very center of yourself, the very foundation of yourself that has caused you to, then lead to these emotions on the surface. So we're looking a lot deeper at ourselves this week and understanding our emotions on a deeper level, because that's how you gain control over these emotions and clarity over how to solve these problems for yourself. All right. Even if the problems are caused by somebody else, there's always something that you can do within yourself to stop it from triggering you so much, or to enable you to react in a different way, or whatever. Okay, there's always things that we can do within our own self as well to help alleviate the issues. All right, but that's what we have for you today. You are more than welcome to check your other placements as well. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel, and we will move over to Cancer. Okay, Cancer. What's going on for our Cancers this week? What does Cancer need to know right now? Cancer. What does Cancer need to know right now? Humility. Finding wisdom within oneself a little bit here. Humility. This is a bit of a rougher energy, not going to lie, Cancer. That card does say, allow me to always accept the right assistance. I welcome your help in every way and delight in receiving it. Okay, so needing to, what's that song? Be humble. Be humble. Isn't that the whole song? Be humble. That's what we're looking at this week. It's about not being afraid to accept help, not being afraid to ask for help, to not have such a big ego that you can't ask for help. So lowering the ego a little bit this week, Cancer, so that we can be humble and understand that everyone needs help at some point, and it doesn't make you weak to ask for it when you do need it. It actually makes you a lot stronger. because, you know, at the end of the day, that's the wise decision. You know, weakness is in pretending that the problem doesn't exist and never doing anything to grow and change. You know, the wise, mature choice is to ask for help when you need it, and to receive help when you need it, accept help when you need it. That's actually part of the path that helps you grow and learn and develop as a soul. And it's not, you know, our ego likes to get in the way of that quite a lot. Okay, Cancer. What's going on for Cancer this week? What does Cancer need to know right now? Yeah, so I feel like it's about just clarify that third card for Cancer, please. Firstly, we have the flowers coming through, Cancer. So, you know, this is definitely about giving and receiving help. The flowers really is an energy of giving as well as receiving. It's reciprocal energy. It's kind of asking you, you know, if your best friend or your loved one asks you for help, what I kind of know already the answer here, but you would jump to help them. You would go out of your way to help them and give them your time, your love, your energy. So why do we have such a problem with asking that of them, receiving that from them? You know, it's asking me to remind you here as well, Cancer, that part of humility and part of this reciprocal giving, okay, giving what you're receiving what you're giving. It's asking me to remind you that if you're somebody that you're a giver, you're a people pleaser, you're always, you know, you're always giving your time, your love and energy to others, but you're not allowing others to do that for you. Is that fair on them? Like, how would you feel if every time you tried to help somebody that you cared about, they turned you down and turned you away? It would hurt. It hurts. People want to help. Let them. Even if they can't help, sometimes people just need to feel like they're trying to help, trying to be supportive. You know, sometimes even if you have to tell yourself, I'm doing this for them, I'm letting them help me for them, you know, it's allowing that to happen. And, you know, you never know, it could actually help you more than you realize. We do see the lilies coming through next as well. So for a lot of you, this has got to do with your emotional vulnerabilities, you know, things that make you feel vulnerable, you know, and allowing people to help you with those things. So I'm picking up strongly on some Cancers that you keep everything in and you keep bottle it all up and you don't tell anyone what's going on with you on an emotional level, and you're not vulnerable and open with people. And this is asking you to do that because, you know, at the end of the day, it wants to remind you here that this is part and parcel of close relationships, is we help each other. You know, that if you want those close relationships that are going to, you know, stand the test of time and be in your, if you want these people to be in your life long term, you need to receive as well as give to these people. It goes both ways, okay, Cancer? It's not just giving, giving, giving. It's not just taking, taking, taking. It goes both ways. All right. We do also see the scythe coming through. So that was clarified by the dice. Okay, so this is kind of just, it's kind of like a secondary message of the same message, to be honest. It's kind of saying to you, cut it out, Cancer. Stop holding back, stop refusing help, cut it out. It's time for this to change. It's time for this to change. It's time for you to take a chance that other people might actually be able to help you. So it's wanting me to tell you in a bit more of a confronting way the second time round as well, because it's kind of like the universe going to you, you know, you need to be a little bit more humble, where we're trying to tell you in a nice, calm way. The universe has been trying to tell you this multiple times already, I feel, and you're not listening. So it's going to tell you in the nice way, and then it's going to come in and it's going to say, and if you still don't listen to me, I'm going to come through and be a little bit more confronting about this, and I'm going to start getting, you cut it out, Cancer, cut it out. Take a chance that, you know, these people actually might be able to help you. You need to start taking a chance. If you want the rewards, you need to cut the BS and roll those dice. If you want to take a chance on winning here, you gotta roll the dice to win, right? You gotta, you know, this is a impulsive chance, basically. Take a chance. It might feel a bit impulsive. It might feel like a sudden change to the way that you're doing things. And you know what? That is okay. Okay, so that's what we have for you. So the universe wanting to get a little bit snippy at you there, Cancer. So make sure you listen the first time, because otherwise the universe does start to get a bit snippy. And you know, if you leave it and you ignore that message multiple times, the universe will start to throw that message you in harsher and harsher ways until you get it. But geez, it hurts. When the universe has said something 5 times, the 6th time, geez, it hurts to learn that lesson. Trust me. We've all been there, I think, you know, where we've been forced into something against our own will because we need to learn the lesson one way or another. All right, so that's what we have for you today. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Leos. Okay, Leo, what's going on for Leo this week? What does Leo need to know right now? Leo, what does Leo need to know right now? Reframe. This is happening for me, not to me. All right, the universe is asking you to change your perspective. You can see this is like an offering, a gift of transformation here with those butterflies coming from that box. Okay, so whatever's going on for you right now, and you're sitting there going, oh, this is horrible, I hate this, oh, why is this happening to me? It's not why is this happening to me? It's like, why is this happening for me? This is, you know, what opportunity is this bringing? It may feel like crap and you may not be happy about it, but there is an opportunity from this. There is something coming from this that is leading directly to, you know, it's a gift of transformation for you. It's not something being taken from you. It's not something that you're struggling. You know, it's what, even if it is a hard time, even if it is a struggle right now, it's actually an opportunity for transformation in the long run. All right, so it's asking you to reframe and change your perspective, and sort of try to see this from the bigger picture rather than what you're stuck in right now. Okay, Leo, let's have a look here. Leo, what's going on for Leo right now? What does Leo need to know right now, please? Pretty much the same thing I've just said. No, we have the scythe coming through. All right, so it's you need to make a sudden break free from the way that you're thinking and change the way that you're thinking. And it needs to be right sort of now. This is very quick changes happening. It's kind of very sudden, out of nowhere. You need to make this change and reframe the way that you're thinking, change your perspective. You know, things may be happening very quickly in your life. Changes might be occurring, you know, very suddenly, unexpectedly in your life right now. But you kind of need to roll with the punches a little bit here, Leo. We do see the moon here as well. You know, a lot of emotions coming through with any changes that are occurring at the moment. Some big emotions, I feel, Leo, some big emotions going on, and it's kind of making you feel like just a little bit out of control. You might be making some impulsive, hasty sorts of decisions or things, you know, out of emotion at the moment. But that's kind of where you need to go, I feel, for a lot of you, that these hasty, impulsive decisions are actually working in your favor. Even if it's kind of, because it's giving the energy of like, oh shit, why did I say that? Oh crap, why did I do that? Oh, I've done this really, like it happened so quickly. And then when I stop and look at it, I'm like, was that really what I wanted? I don't know. Oh, wow, I can't go back. I don't know. But it's kind of letting you know, reframe and understand that, yes, your intuition has been guiding these changes. That's why you're doing it. So bang, 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 let's go. Because it's your intuition pushing you in the right direction. Cutting out the past so that we can have that transformation. Here's the transformation. We have the coffin. Okay, so the ending of these things that you've cut out, you've changed, you've ended certain things in your life. It's all part of the transformation. It's a rebirth. So this is the new perspective, the reframe energy here is that it's not an ending, it's a new beginning. Okay, it's not a death, it's a rebirth. All right, it's a chance to do things, and in a whole new way. It's a chance to start over, basically. All right, so that's what I've got for you here. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Virgos. Okay, Virgo, what's going on for Virgo this week? What does Virgo need to know right now? Virgo, what's going on for our Virgos? Inner child. Allow me to give compassion and love to that little one. Let me attend to its deepest needs and feelings. So needing to pay a little bit of attention to your inner child at the moment, Virgo. Something going on deep within you on a foundational level where that little baby Virgo right down deep is curled up, kind of needing some attention and some love. All right, there's just that little part of you there that's needing to come in and give yourself a big hug, I feel. Let's clarify though what that's about for you here, Virgo. Virgo, what's going on for Virgo this week? What does Virgo need to know right now, please? Finding playfulness this week is going to be really useful to you, Virgo. Sense of adventure, definitely. Just clarify that middle card. Where what is that pulling up in that middle card, please? Okay. So firstly, we have the ship. So that lets us know this, the journey is just beginning. There is this, the start of a brand new adventure, and it all starts with, nurturing that inner child of yours, becoming a little bit more playful and adventurous spirited once again. I do sort of feel here with what I'm seeing, Virgo. The next card we have is the Well, which does talk about bringing something up from deep within us. All right, so you're bringing that child to the surface of yourself. It's kind of just, letting me know that you've lost touch with your inner child a little bit here, Virgo. You've lost touch with that sense of wonder, that the world could be amazing, that sense of adventure, that sense of impulsiveness, all right, that was clarified by the clover. The clover is, that childhood recklessness and impulsiveness, jumping in the deep end of a pool, just because, even if you don't know how to swim yet, it's kind of like, I'm just going to jump in the deep end and hope for the best. You know how children do crazy stuff like that. It's kind of like going on the swings without caring what anyone thinks about it. It's, running through the park just to feel the wind through your hair. All that sort of stuff. It feels like you've just become a little bit stuck in adulthood right now, and responsibility and monotony, and I've got to go to work and be a responsible adult. I've got to deal with money, bills. It's draining you, Virgo. It is. It's really draining you. You've got to find that child within yourself, and bring it up to the surface and give it a big cuddle and let it be free. You know, let it go. Oh, do you know what? When I grow up, I want to do this, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to go on this crazy adventure. I'm going to go for a walk through the cemetery at 2 o'clock in the morning, or I'm going to go, you know, on a bushwalk and just pick up all the sticks that I like, and I'm going to go and, you know, I'm just going to go throw rocks into the river, and, you know, just silly energy. All right, it does feel like just silliness. It's you know, we're not putting ourselves in impulsive risk taking behavior. We're not doing that. No, we're just that childlike energy where we're just going to go and jump on the trampoline for an hour and just to, you know, bounce it out, kind of thing. It's going to start a transformation for you. We have the coffin here as well, so it's like it's the end to the burdens of adulthood for you, and being able to, you know, be reborn within your own self as this person who is whole again, Virgo, bringing that child to the surface so that, you know, the child and the adult can work in unison together, you know, to help you, because if we're all adult responsible blah blah blah, reality is boring. Okay, and that's when you become boring and life becomes boring, and that's where you're at right now, Virgo. Where bring that child out to play a little bit more, and all of a sudden life's fun and adventurous, and we're not stuck in reality as much. We're able to enjoy, you know, the fullness of life, and we're able to enjoy our spiritual selves as well as, you know, the reality. Make it work for us a little bit better. They work really well in unison, and you would be surprised how much that inner child actually can help you with the boring stuff like work and bills, and it's because, you know, the adult wants to do everything set to a pattern, and oh, this is what has to be done, whereas the child is like, let's buy some chocolate this week. We can't afford it. It's not on our grocery list. I want a chocolate. I'm just going to buy the chocolate. You know, it's embracing that side of yourself where, you know, you're bringing a bit more playful energy into your life. And you know what? I'm struggling paying these bills as an adult. I'm just going to, you know, I'll let the child take care of it. And the child is like, well, that's actually not really that important. So how about we just worry about that next week? And then, you know, I don't want anyone to, like I said, I don't want any impulsive, rash, bad decision making here. But sometimes we need to look at it from that other perspective of like, is it really that serious? Is it really the be all and end all? If we delay that bill for a week and pay it next week instead of this week, is it really that serious? Is anything bad really going to happen? That bill gives us a warning letter before we get any payments. As long as I pay it next week, we're all good. Maybe I should go and spend that money on that play event, that, you know, just go to the park and run around for an hour instead of going straight home from work. Little things, Virgo. Like I said, I don't want anyone to be rash and do anything to, you know, damaging to yourself, but you need to embrace that childlike energy a little bit more. All right, so that's what we have for you today, Virgo. You're more than welcome to check your other placements. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to Libra. Okay, so Libra, what does Libra need to know right now? What is going on for Libra? What do you need to know right now? Faith, Libra, faith. Miraculously, amazingly, everything I need always comes. Love is opening me to receive beyond anything I can imagine. All right, so having faith to know that no matter how insane your wishes may seem, that, you know, as long as you have faith that things will come right for you, they will go the way that you want, it really does help attract those things into your life, Libra. Finding faith in yourself as well, okay, having more faith in yourself. Libra, what's going on for Libra? What does Libra need to know right now? Having faith that things happen for a reason, and they will turn out how you want them. Okay, because yes, we definitely see why, because right here we have the hedge maze card coming through. So that's kind of where you're currently at, Libra, feeling very sort of stuck in the loop, lost and confused. I don't know how to get out of where I am. I'm just feel like I'm going around in circles, and I can't find my way clear. You know, I'm just sort of feeling very stuck at the moment. Things may have seem like you're just going around the same pattern, I just, you know, keep hitting dead end after dead end, and things aren't going the way that I want them to. So that's why faith is so important, to know that, you know what, there is a way out. There is going to be a way out. It's just a matter of, you know, I will find it. I will find that exit, or the center, whichever you're heading towards, I suppose. But, you know, it does also show us here, and we have the dice and then the flowers. So it's asking you to take a bit more of a chance on yourself, have a bit more faith in yourself to start with here, and also, you know, just life doesn't happen unless you participate in it. You know, you need to actually roll the dice if you want a chance at them, you know, rolling double sixes. Okay, if you don't actually pick up those dice and roll, you're not going to get double sixes. You regret all the chances that you don't take, is wanting to come through here, that you are in control of your own destiny, and you need to have faith that, you know, I'm going to pick up these dice and throw them, and it's going to roll, you know, the exact combination of what I need to get myself out of this maze, and I have faith that, you know, it could actually, you know, be the big win that I've been waiting for. We also have the flowers there as well, so that you need to give a little bit more time and love and energy to yourself, in order to start receiving that back in everything. I feel here, Libra, giving a little bit more time and love to yourself, that I do have faith. I do have, you know, I am giving a bit more of myself, a bit more faith in things working out how I need them to, so that I can receive those things working out how I need them to. I'm going to throw those dice and have faith, and you know, give my energy to those dice, to know that, you know, I'm going to hope and pray that they roll those double sixes for me, and the more energy and time and love I'm giving that, you know, taking that chance, that I will, you know, I'm more likely to receive the big payout at the end of that. Okay, so pretty straightforward message for you there, Libra, today. So that's what we have for you. You are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Scorpios. Okay, Scorpio, what is going on for Scorpio right now? What does Scorpio need to know? Okay, cool. That one wanted to show itself. I'm picking a second for you today. And we do have the ease card coming through, Scorpio. It's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive. Okay, so stop thinking that everything is so hard. You're putting a lot of you basically self-affirming this doubt within yourself that everything I want is hard. I'm never going to get it. I'm never going to get it. I'm never going to get it. But you need to be the opposite and go, you know, it's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive. That everything I want will fall in my lap. Everything that I want will come my way. Everything that I want, I'm willing to do the work to get it. So I will get it. Regardless, it's affirmations in a way where, you know, you may not even realize that you're doing it, Scorpio, but you're actually manifesting negative affirmations. And you're telling yourself, I won't get this, I can't have that, I'm not good enough for this. And the more that you're telling yourself that, the more that you're giving those affirmations to yourself, the more that you're manifesting that. Okay, so it's time to flip it on its head and say, it's easy for me to receive. It's you know, it's natural for me to receive. I will receive what I want. We also have energetic clearing, so definitely working in conjunction with that ease card. During crisis, the Holy One herself may be emptying you of fear and attachments, preparing you to receive her luminous plan. Okay, so it's, you know, when things go wrong, that's when, you know, that when we're at the very bottom of the barrel, that's when we get totally emptied and go, oh well, I've got nothing to lose, so I'm going to give it my all now. That's when, you know, you get totally emptied of the fear and the worry and the self attachment to those negative affirmations. And, you know, so it's time to clear that energy out. Do it yourself before you reach that point, you know, so that you can actually start to receive. And it's easy for you to receive that plan of light that you're moving towards here, Scorpio. So it's time to clear your energy and you know, remove all that self-doubt and those negative affirmations that you are manifesting. It's time to clear all that out. Stop, check your energy, clear it all out. Say, that's it, I'm going to start all over, and I'm going to start telling myself, yes, you can, yes, you can, yes, you can, yes, you will. Okay, Scorpio. So Scorpio, what's going on for our Scorpios? It's just a mindset, basically, Scorpio, telling yourself you can have it all rather than, oh, I'm not good enough to have it all. Changing that perspective a little bit. You know, like attracts like. So the more that you're putting the negative out there, the more you're receiving that back. All right. Scorpio, it's time for a cleanse. All right. What's going on for Scorpio? What does Scorpio need to know right now? We have the clouds coming out first. That one kind of flipped on out too. So we do see a lot of anxiety and depression issues, overthinking things, overthinking those negative things too, heavily with the thoughts card. They're very stuck in reality that I can't do this. I've thought it through so clearly that all I can see is all the possible negative outcomes, that this is never going to work. This is never going to work. Once again, it's those negative affirmations because they're coming through from up here. All right, you're stuck in your head, getting caught up on things, and you're not realizing that it's actually confusing you even more. It's clouding your judgment. It's clouding you from being able to see the potential positive outcomes for yourself, and that positive stuff comes from here. All right, we want to get out of our head and stop overthinking it so much, because that's where the anxiety is actually coming from, Scorpio. The more that we start just coming from our heart and trusting, yes, I can, you know, that's going to make the most significant change for you this week. We have the lily coming through here, so it's about being a little bit more open and vulnerable with your own self, and you know, being honest and kinder to yourself, deep down here in your heart space, getting down into that heart space, being a little bit kinder to yourself, and knowing that as long as I'm following my intuition and I'm doing what's morally right for myself, and I'm telling myself, you know, I'm cleansing my energy, and I'm telling myself, yes, you can, Scorpio, you can, you will. Then you will move yourself into the right direction long term, and you can turn this into a long-term adjustment for yourself, where your default setting is to you know, manifest the positive energy and affirm the positive energies for yourself rather than the negative energies. We do also have the bear coming through, so you've got the strength to do this, Scorpio. You do have the strength to do this, needing to set a firm boundary with yourself. So every time you hear yourself you know, talking negatively to yourself, you do need to pull yourself up, set that clear boundary with yourself. I am actually getting the exercise. I gave this exercise to somebody in one of my personal readings recently, that you know, sometimes with that bear energy, you need to, you know, show yourself how strong-willed you really are. And you're a Scorpio, so you definitely have that stubborn, strong-willed energy behind you, backing you up there. So it's about setting yourself this boundary. Okay, that if I catch myself saying something negative to myself, do you know what? I'm going to, you know, every time I say something negative to myself, I'm going to stop and I'm going to say 3 positive things to combat that. And so then the more that you're doing that, and the more that you're pulling yourself up, when you are, you know, crossing that line within your own self, then, and you creating this boundary of, I don't want to talk negatively about myself anymore. I don't want to manifest the negative stuff anymore. I'm you know, I'm going to defend myself against the negative stuff, starting in here with me, myself first and foremost, all right? And it will, you know, this, you've got the strength and the power backing you up to make this a long-term change for yourself, and to lead yourself into a much more powerful position in the future, and where you will actually start manifesting things in a much more positive way for yourself. So you know, you've got the power behind you, Scorpio. It's up to you to defend your own honor here, defend your morals, defend, you know, the kindness within your own self that you know exists, by start giving it to yourself first and foremost, you know, and understand that, you know, yes, we start with a cleanse, and reaffirming, readjusting our mindset a little bit here. All right, so that's what I have for you today, Scorpio. You are more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, what's going on for Sagittarius? What does Sagittarius need to know right now? Sagittarius. Faith. Faith. Okay, we did see this for Libra as well. So some of you may have a strong Libra placement. We do see here, miraculously, amazingly, everything I need always comes. Love is opening me to receive beyond anything I imagine. All right, so having faith that the best is yet to come, and really, really, you know, believing that no matter how impossible it seems, it's possible for you, Sagittarius. I'm sure if you think back in your life, there's been a few things that you maybe have thought, oh, that's never going to happen. And then bang, it happens. So, you know, use that to spur you on in the future here, and to have faith that, you know what, sometimes the more that I think something's not going to happen, the more it actually happens. And, you know, so make sure you're putting your faith in the right things this week. Okay, Sagittarius? And that includes yourself, all right? Sagittarius, what's going on for Sagittarius? What does Sagittarius need to know right now? Definitely putting some of that in yourself. Clarify why we're seeing that third card for Sagittarius this week, please. Okay, this is a very interesting message. Having faith in, and I am seeing, you know, the wishes, the goals that we're wanting here coming through as well. Firstly, we have the fox energy. I have enough faith to know that you know, if I want something bad enough, I will make it happen. The fox is a little bit of a self-serving energy, not going to lie, a little bit of selfishness sometimes, but that's kind of what you need right now this week, Sagittarius. It's about being independent. It's about doing what you need to do to survive, saying what you need to say to survive. You know, it can be like that car salesman. They just want to get the sale. That's what you're doing this week, is you just want to get that sale. And it's all about looking out for yourself first and foremost, all right? Doing what you need to do, saying what you need to say to get what you need out of the situation, all right? Not necessarily worrying as much. You know, the fox only worries about itself and, you know, its little fox family, all right? So you only worry about yourself. You know, your close family is encompassed in that. Of course, you know, you're putting yourself and your family first, basically. Especially with decisions that we're making this week, we do have the pathway there, the choice. Okay, the choice. Which door are we going to choose, Sagittarius? So it's kind of telling me here too, because the next card we have is the whip, which is, sometimes it's a fight, all right? It's a struggle, it's tension, it's drama sometimes. But do you know what this is for you? This is choosing to fight for what you want. Choosing to fight for yourself and your needs. Okay, we have the stars clarifying that, which is, that's that faith These are those dreams, those goals, those wishes, those things that no matter how far away they may seem, you are like, this is my wish and I want to make it happen. And do you know what? I choose to fight for what I want. I choose to fight for my wishes to come true. You know, even if it's a bit of a fight. I don't feel like this is a I feel like that's pretty much the message is standing up for yourself, being independent and strong and self-sufficient, and fighting for fighting for your choices, you choosing what you want, and fighting for that, fighting for your truest wishes, your dreams to come true, your goals here. You know, and having enough hope and optimism to know that, you know, if I stand up strong and fight for myself, everything will, you know, I have faith to know that I will get what I want. And I'm going to make it happen one way or another. A lot of strength backing you up this week. So make sure your faith is backing up your strength. Okay, Sagittarius. So it's coming through as a very straightforward, very strong message there. Okay, but that's what we have for you. More than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Make sure you subscribe, and we'll move on to Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn. Capricorn, what is going on for the Capricorns today, or this week, I should say? Capricorn, what does Capricorn need to know right now? What does Capricorn need to know right now, please? Courage. We see the elephant in this picture, and it is telling me the phrase, the elephant in the room, having the courage to face the elephant in the room. So what exactly is the elephant in the room, Capricorn? I'm not sure yet. It does say, let me be open to courageously take the steps that are shown to me. So I feel like for a lot of you, you don't actually know what steps to take yet. I keep getting this yet. I don't know what the elephant in the room is yet. You may know what that is for you in your particular situation. And we don't know what the steps to take are yet. But it's very much going to be shown to you this week. It's like there's going to be a call to action this week, I feel, Capricorn. And you need to sort of muster up the courage to take that action when you're shown what to do. It's being open. I'm going to be open to be courageous this week and take the steps, take action when I need to. So when I need to take action, I'm going to have the courage. I'm going to be brave enough to take action, regardless of my fear, regardless of my doubt. Clarify this message for Capricorn, please. What does Capricorn need to know this week? What's going on for Capricorn? What does Capricorn need to know right now? Can you tell us what this is in regard to? Are you able to tell me what this is in regard to for Capricorn this week, please? What about how will Capricorn know what step to take? How will Capricorn know what steps to take, please? Capricorn. Give it your all. Okay, we have the flowers there, which is about reciprocal energy, giving time, love, energy, receiving time, love, energy. But it's just saying, give it your all. That's pretty much, that's the message that card wants to say to you this week is give it your all. It's like, put your whole self into this. Give it all. If you're not giving it your all, you're giving it your nothing. So give it your all this week, Capricorn. We have the moon. So a lot of you are just intuitively going to know exactly what to do and when. That's a strong intuition. It's giving to your emotions this week as well. That's a very emotional energy. Um, so giving your time, your love, your energy to your emotions this week, and paying attention to those emotions and where they're guiding you, where they're trying to, push you intuitively toward, and then throwing your whole lot into it. We have the dice there as well, which is, taking a gamble, taking a risk, throwing your whole self into this. Um, you know, put all your chips on red, sort of thing, and take that risk. If you don't throw the dice, there's no way you're going to roll double sixes. Like, you've got to be in it to win it, Capricorn. You've got to take a chance. You've got to be courageous and just roll those dice and take that chance and, take a gamble. It may feel like it's a big risk to do this, but you're definitely being shown to take a risk this week. The bottom of the deck, we do see the Clover, which is those two cards are exactly the sort of same message here. Following that up, going deep within, communication, deep communication, to take you straight to your wishes being granted. So it may be very different for a lot of you here, but when I ask, what specifically this is about, what is this in regard to, we have the Tower. So for some of you, this is taking a chance to come out of isolation, or to, or it could actually be to go into isolation a little bit here. The Tower is sometimes like a fortress of solitude. The Tower can talk about quite a lot of different things. So it can talk about to take a chance on a stronger foundation, on rebuilding a foundation. It can talk about something from the past, somebody older than you, because it's something foundational quite a lot of the time. So it's going back brick by brick and rebuilding those foundations stronger. If this is something from someone from the past or something from the past, it's also there's a lot of authority with the Tower as well. So for some of you, this may be taking a chance on being the authority, taking control, being courageous enough to say, I am in charge of this. I am the authority on this. I alone know. That's a weird message, but that's what I'm hearing. And then when I've asked for, how will you know what steps to take here, we have the fish and the magnifying glass. So the fish is usually money, all right, but more than money, it is abundance and things that make us feel abundant and wealthy within our own selves. So for a lot of us, that is not money. Okay, even though the stereotype is Capricorn only loves money, and that may very well be the case for some of you. If you stop and ask yourself, what truly makes me feel, like I have everything I ever wanted in this life, what is it? Is it money? Is it love? Is it family? What makes you feel like you have everything you could have ever wanted? That's what abundance and wealth really is. Okay, it's not always money. It can be a lot of different things. And sometimes for some of you, this is going to be more than one thing. This might be money, but it may also be, having that specific person by your side to share that money with. I know I'm a Capricorn here, and for me, this is going to be, love, but not just romantic love, which, not going to lie, romantic love is one of the things that makes me feel abundant and wealthy in this life. But love with my friends, love with my child, that's what makes me feel wealthy. I don't care about money as much as I'm supposed to, being a Capricorn. What makes me feel abundant and wealthy is, recognition, success, love. You're being asked to look deep down to find the answer to that. So, it's not surface level stuff. This is deep down within you, and examining why that makes me feel wealthy, what that makes me feel, why does this make me feel like, abundant or wealthy, and examining that deep down. And when you do examine the deep down emotions, because we had the emotions there, you will know what steps to take intuitively. There's a lot of intuition here as well, Capricorn. So, and it's giving your whole self, giving your all, your whole time, your whole love, your whole energy to your intuitive pursuit, whatever that is for you. Okay, because I've got such a open-ended message there, it's not necessarily one specific thing for the collective. It's, for some of you it's money, for some of you it's love, for some of you it's family, for some of you it's doing really well at my sport, doing really well at my job, success, recognition. There's a lot of different things that abundance can be, and it's whatever that means to you, not on the surface level, but deep down. All right, looking closer at the things that make you feel abundant and wealthy this week, Capricorn. I actually, with that magnifying glass, I would actually suggest doing this as an exercise, Capricorn. Sit down and write out what makes me feel abundant and wealthy in this life. If I had maybe even three things, the three things that if I had these three things in my life right here, right now, I would feel like I have achieved my life. That is everything I want for my life, everything I've ever wanted in my life. Bang, bang, bang. It can be more than three, it can be less than three. What is it for you, Capricorn? Even sit down and write it out. I feel for a lot of you. I really feel like having it written out right there in front of you is going to enable you to look a little bit deeper at it. Exactly. Okay, so if it's love, what exactly type of love do I want? Finesse. That's not how you say that word, finesse. Get into the nitty gritty of, going deeper. Okay, so this is what I want. Go deeper, go a level deeper, and get to, what really is it that's going to make me feel like I have achieved, I have won this game of life. What is it for you, Capricorn? All right, so that's what we have for you today. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel. You're more than welcome to check out other placements as well. My brain. And we will move on over to our Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius. What's going on for Aquarius? What does Aquarius need to know right now? What does Aquarius need to know right now? Oh, we just had this same card for Capricorn. Courage. So some of you may be on the cusp. I am feeling drawn to grab a second one for you as well. Individuality. Oh, so straight away, this is not being afraid of being your Aquarius self. All right? Not gonna, because what I love calling you guys Aquarius. I love calling you guys, the star babies, the aliens of the zodiac or whatever, because you guys are so unique and individual and, generally speaking, not afraid of that individuality. But, we are seeing that you're being asked to have a little bit more courage to be the truth of yourself at the moment. Let me be open to courageously take the steps that are shown. So I do feel as though there's some steps that are involved with you being your true self that you're not taking, that you're, hiding a certain part of yourself, or you're hiding from yourself a little bit here, and not being uniquely you. So this is all about finding the courage to be that version of yourself, or, the true version of yourself this week, Aquarius. Every person has their own personalized study plan in this Earth school. All right, so just because somebody else, that's not how they do life, doesn't mean that that's not how you do life, and that's not right for you. You don't have to be what society wants you to be. You don't have to allow that to affect, which it actually reminds me, and not to call somebody out, but I was speaking to somebody just last week who was an Aquarius, who actually mentioned that, they used to dye their hair bright colors, or like blue, right? But there's apparently a trope about, you know, if someone has blue hair, it means that they're like mental or something like that they must be, they've dyed their hair blue because they're the crazy one, or they're the one that, you know, the one I hear a lot is that, you know, oh, they must have just broken up with their boyfriend or something like that, because then you've got to go change your hair color to something crazy. That is a limitation society is putting on you. If you're trying to avoid having blue hair because there's some stupid little thing about blue hair, some little stereotype or something like that, you are adhering to society's pressures. If you want blue hair, just have blue hair. If that's, you know, have the courage to actually be your unique self, regardless of what other people think about it. If they want to think that you're a mental patient because you have blue hair, well, that's their issue, not yours. That's a them problem, Aquarius. If you want blue hair is cool. Have blue hair. I think blue hair is really cool. I would really love to actually have like navy blue hair, like all that shiny metallic dark blue hair, but like hair dye doesn't stick very well in my hair, especially anything lighter than my natural color. And because I've got black hair at the moment, I don't know that I can't even find the shade I want. And I did try to put a blue through my hair, but you couldn't even tell because I've got so much black in there. But you know, my natural color is a lot lighter than black. It is a brown, but I can't go lighter. My hair doesn't go lighter. It's because I've got too much red tone in my hair. Bleach does not work very well on my hair at all. I've tried it a few times. Oh my God, Brad Mondo would hate me. Anyway, that's beside the point. Aquarius, what does Aquarius need to know right now? What's going on for Aquarius, please? Clarify the first card, please. The first card I've got here is the masculine energy. The masculine energy usually lets me know someone's up in their thoughts, thinking too much about, you know, reality. Once again, society. I feel for a lot of you that you're up in your head rather than just following your heart. You are up in your head thinking it, and, you know, allowing anxiety and fear and thought-based content basically to take over, which is where the societal pressure, I suppose, would be coming from there. That was clarified by the dog. So for some of you, this is a specific friend, maybe has put something in your head a little bit here, not going to lie, that you need to, maybe it's not just society in general, it's maybe a specific friend that you're adhering to their social limitation structures rather than your own. It kind of does show us though that, you know, with the dog clarifying that it's you know, that you need to be a better friend to yourself, Aquarius, by, you know, being more understanding of who you really are, and understanding of the fact that you have been up in your masculine energy, and masculine energy is chaos, it's war, it's non-emotional. You need to have a little bit more understanding and compassion. Need to get into your heart space a little bit more. It does seem to be something specific here as well, because we do have the clockwork, so it's time to look at the pattern, the cycle. Okay, for some of you, this is a dual message. For some of you, you maybe have been thinking about companionship very heavily, and knowing that it's time for a relationship. So that for some of you, not all of you, that is a dual message there. That's pretty straightforward in that sense that, you know, some of you have been, you know, thinking about the fact that it is time to find that companion, to find that relationship. But for all of you here, we are seeing up in your head. It's time to be a little bit more compassionate with yourself and your true self, and understand yourself a little bit more. Be a better friend to yourself. Be a bit more loyal to the truth of who you really are, your individuality, and that it's time for you to stop and look at the patterns, the cycles that you've been sort of stuck in because of that societal pressure or pressure from friends. The pattern that you've created. It's time to break that cycle and break free and be the real you 100%. No more of this pretending to be a unique individual, but to actually be that unique individual. Okay, Aquarius. So that's what we've got for you. A lot of courage might be easier said than done. Not going to lie, Aquarius, but that's what we have for you this week. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements, especially, as I said, if you do have a cusp or a strong Capricorn placement. Capricorn did have that courage card as well. And moving ourselves on and upward to Pisces. Okay, Pisces. What's going on for Pisces right now? What does Pisces need to know? Pisces, what does Pisces need to know right now? Oh, Pisces. Love. And while I'm shuffling, I was thinking about, who do I know that's a Pisces? I do have a couple of close Pisces friends. One of them will be like, yeah, I love love. Awesome. The other two, a little bit more standoffish. Divine source is the idea that no person, place, or thing is your salvation. Only love itself. So only love can save you, Pisces. No, this is a little bit more about love versus fear energy. All right. I've said this before on the channel, and I will definitely say it again. But there's not really, the perception of a lot of people is good versus evil, right? That it's always good versus bad, good versus evil. That's not necessarily the truth of it. It's love versus fear. All those things that we would consider evil, bad, come from fear in some kind of a way. Anger comes from fear. Hatred comes from fear. The opposite to fear is love. So we're seeing love come through for you this week. So it's kind of about combating the fears. I feel like for a lot of you Pisces, it's actually got to do with your sense of self-worth and the fear that you're not good enough, the fear that you're not worthy enough, specifically for love for some of you. For some of you, I am actually getting that this is combating the fear of love itself, and understanding that, love is the light and fear is the darkness, and you're allowing the darkness to win within you by being scared of love. I am picking up some of you have a fear of love itself. It's like, and I get it. I do get it, because I'm kind of the same, to be honest. Like, when you've been through a lot of stuff, and especially trauma when it comes specifically to do with love, like, I feel the need to share with you, Pisces. I'm someone who has been through some love trauma as a child, with a parent that was unable to love. So love has always been a very scary thing for me in a lot of ways, because I just didn't understand it. I didn't know it. I didn't love myself for a very long time. I had a lot of issues in the past with self-love, self-worth. And currently with, my current with my dating history and a lot of dating trauma, I suppose is the nice way to say it. I have a fear of dating and being intimate with somebody again because it's that fear of, if this has happened in the past, it might happen again. There's been this foundation built within me that love equates to hurt, and all that love does is hurt me. And that's what I've been shown many times in many different situations in my life. And I feel like that's what's going on with you here, Pisces, is that there's a fear of love because love equates to everything it's been in the past. All the love that you've been shown in the past has equaled hurt and pain and suffering and grief and anger and all of that fear stuff. Of course you're going to fear it when that's all you've known it to be. But love from the universe is none of that. Love, true love for yourself is none of that. Okay, so we're asking to look a little bit deeper on the topic of love itself, whether it be love for yourself, love, potential future love. I do feel for a lot of you this is potential future love. For the singles, for the Pisces singles, why are we so afraid of love? Is it because of the past? Okay, so I feel like this is a strong message that this week is going to really revolve around this issue in some way for you. But let's have a look. Pisces, what's going on for Pisces? What does Pisces need to know right now? What does Pisces need to know right now? Look deeper. We have the well. Look deeper. We need to throw that bucket right down into the center of ourselves. Pull it back up and bring it out into the light and see what's in there. From deep, deep down, Pisces. Deep, 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 deep down. Right into the, the abyss of our souls and our hearts. What's in there? What have we pushed down so deep that is creating this fear? Makes it hard for us to receive love and accept love. What lies at the bottom of the well? What is scaring you when it comes to love, Pisces? It's time to bring it up into the light and really look at it. Really look at it and have a look and see what's in there. See what's in that bucket that you've just brought up from deep down. Because it's also, these two cards want to ask you a question. We have the Child and we have the Stars. And you can see here even, this child, it even looks like the child is like gazing into like a light, a star kind of energy. It wants to ask you here, Pisces, when you were a child, before you ever knew anything about life and the reality of life, and before your spirit was broken, before your love, create that innocent, sweet child, what did that child wish for? What did that child wish for when it came to love? The sweet, innocent version of you, the playful, adventurous, children don't have fear of not being loved until we give that to them. Society gives that to them. Responsibility and fear and holding back love. Children don't have that. You need to, while you're digging down deep and having a look at all that, ask yourself what that little child deep down in the core of you, what would they say? What would they advise you to do right now? They're sitting there going, when I grow up, I want to be an astronaut and I want to go on all these adventures. And, you know, if you're anything like my kid, my child will sit there and say, when I grow up, I'm going to, you know, get married. I just want to have kids. He just wants to have kids. And he just wants babies. And I'm like, you're 8, calm down. That's what he wants right now in life. And he doesn't want to be, when anyone has asked him his job, he's changed his mind now. He wants to be like a marine biologist type person now. He loves ocean animals, so he wants to be something to do with ocean animals. But he used to always want to be, he just wanted to own a McDonald's. So children, look, the innocence, right? The innocence of it, that I just want to own McDonald's so I can get free McDonald's all the time, and then mum can't tell me no, I can't have McDonald's. And I just want to have babies. I don't know about the realities of what that means. I just like babies, and I want babies. You know, what does the innocent, sweet version of you that has not been jaded by life and adulthood, what does that child want? What is that child wishing for deep down? Because, you know, I think a lot of you are wishing for love deep down, and hope. There's hope and optimism here. There's, when I grow up, I can be anything. When I grow up, I can have anything. If you could have absolutely anything your heart truly desired, what would it be? And not the jaded version of yourself, the adult version of yourself that has responsibilities and reality stuck in your head. What would the child want you to have right now? Love, Pisces. So a bit of a deep soul-searching week for you, I think, Pisces. You know, deep may bring up a bit of energy for you, a bit of emotion for you this week. But it's all about finding hope again. Okay, finding hope again. Starting to look at love more optimistically. All right, that, you know, maybe it can actually be what I want it to be, not what it has been. All right. So that's what we have for you today. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all again soon.